Almost 5 years ago, I was sick and tired with over 30 chronic symptoms and conditions that wouldn't go away no matter what. I tried so many different diets, I went to different doctors, but nothing seems to work until one day I stumbled across an incredible information that was the beginning of my healing and of my wonderful health transformation. I'm sharing my story to give you hope, clarity, and a fresh perspective on your chronic symptoms, and it might help you shift your knowledge and beliefs about health and what is actually possible. My name is Justina, and I've been helping people heal different chronic symptoms and conditions for several years now as a certified holistic nutrition coach. So right now I'm 37, and I remember first chronic symptoms showing up at around 25, and those were depression, anxiety, panic attacks, UTIs, cystitis, reoccurring ear infections, nose infections, very heavy period, a lot of pain, a lot of sadness overall, and all these mood swings that one day you're feeling amazing, next day everything is bad, and many more other symptoms. But I decided to experiment with diets because I knew that through food, it's fundamental for your body and you can heal through food. I internally had this intuition, I would say. First, I tried everything in moderation nonsense. That didn't help because if you eat poison daily, you still eat poison, even if it's in smaller quantities. Then I was pescatarian, only eating fish and all the ocean creatures without thinking about other animals. That felt good for my consciousness overall, that I wasn't eating other animals, but it wasn't very much healing me from the inside out. Then I cut out all the meat, was vegetarian for also a couple of years, and that didn't help. Then I became vegan. That felt better. I think that was the best that I felt ever since I started my healing journey, but obviously it didn't heal me 100% because I was still drinking a lot of coffee. There was a lot of high fat from a lot of avocado, a lot of nuts, nut butters, all the things that make your blood thick. And obviously I didn't know that information before, so I felt like I had so much fatigue out of the blue at the end of the year. I just felt super fatigued, and everybody around me, oh, it's because of the protein, you should eat animals again. And I was like, okay, I should listen to everybody else. A huge mistake. Then I became biohacker. I was into the whole biohacking and ketogenic movement. For a year, I was all 100% into all this very cool technology, buying myself all this cool stuff that basically wasn't actually moving the needle, obviously. And keto just completely destroyed my health. I'll make a separate video about keto because it's a very interesting journey. And if you're not familiar with ketogenic or keto approach, it's when you have 70 to 80 to 90% of high fat, high protein approach, and with little to no fruit, a couple of berries here and there, maybe cucumbers, a couple of salads, but it wasn't at the center of attention. And as a result, I had no energy, and I needed energy from coffee. Otherwise, there was no option I would function without coffee on a keto diet with a lot of supplements. The next part shocked me because during 2020 I found myself with all these chronic symptoms. On top of it, I got alopecia areata, which is hair loss in patches, bald patches on your scalp. Then halitosis, which is bad breath. It was horrible. Then indigestion. I couldn't go to the bathroom. It was so embarrassing. And all this low confidence and low self-esteem. My depression got 10 times worse. And obviously, I felt like I was standing on the top of the mountains, and then one more step in the wrong direction, and everything would just go down the hill. And at that point, I just prayed to God, and I asked for answers. I asked for help for the first time, I think, during this whole year of experimentation. And the next day, I found a medical medium reel. Some of my friends randomly shared it on their stories, and I saw it, and I was so mesmerized and captivated by the whole information about pathogens, viruses, and bacteria, and the fact that autoimmune is not basically your body attacking itself. There are some other factors that are making the mess happening in your body, and the toxic heavy metals and the pesticide herbicides, the DDT, the whole radiation talk, everything about protein, all the myths and misconceptions and traps. And that gave me so much clarity and so much information that I was able to use and successfully healed. I remember how I felt after having my first celery juice and first a couple of bananas. It felt like heaven on earth because I had this sugar fear, fruit fear very strongly in my consciousness because everybody were shouting from the rooftops, you should fear fruit, don't eat carbs, carbs are bad, fruit is bad, potatoes are bad, like tomatoes are bad, like oh, the whole nightshade nonsense, like all these theories and traps. And after having this right type of food back into my diet, it just felt so good. I started to heal very quickly. I think the longest it took me to heal my alopecia areata, which was from 4 to 6 months naturally. So I started first to learn everything on my own. Then I worked with a coach because I understood that I have a lot of jobs and work and I'm so busy. I needed a good, clear plan and strategy from someone who has already been there. And I just implemented, and that's why I healed a lot faster. That was a very good choice at that point. It turned out that my fatigue was due to Epstein-Barr virus doing its nasty job in my body. So I had to, remove the virus, work on cleansing my liver because, for example, alopecia, hair loss, it's because of the weak adrenals and stagnant liver because of the low grade viral infections. So removing those has helped me tremendously. All the ear, nose, whatever infections that I had reoccurring every couple of months for many, many years, they were due to strep, mainly in my case. All the indigestion and problems with eating, digesting, go to the bathroom, all of those things. It was due to high fat diet, high protein diet, so lowering it significantly was a game changer. So I was so invested into learning all this information in detail. One day I decided to try something called brain shot therapy, and I chose from all the available options, I chose the purpose shot, and that shot just literally created a 360-degree change in a positive direction in my life. I felt like I really found myself in health coaching and helping people heal naturally with this information. I got certified after a year of other nutrition studies, and nothing makes me happier than seeing people heal, their before and after stories. It's the best part when you see someone struggling and then applying the right information and then going to the other side, like crossing the bridge to from sick to healthy. That's so incredible. And I'm really grateful to Anthony William, the medical medium, for generously sharing all his information, for changing my life forever and changing so many lives all around the world. By the way, everything I just shared in this video will make 10 times more sense if you understand what are the true root causes of chronic symptoms and conditions. I discovered this in this video about autoimmune diseases. Even if you don't have autoimmune conditions, I highly recommend you watch it so that you have more information on this topic and that you are more aware. And I hope this video was inspiring to you. You can heal, know this 100%, and I see you in the next video.